Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I want to do something really quick and informal for you guys today, just to give you a little bit of an update, tell you what's going on, and talk a little bit about, my intentions with this channel, and get some feedback from you guys as well. So I've been meaning to make more videos on this channel that kind of pertain to this space because I am interested in it, and historically I have been interested in it, and I am passionate about our rights. I'm passionate about carrying every day and being prepared and all of that. But I've been kind of bored of it, to be honest with you guys. I don't know, maybe the market's a little bit oversaturated with tons of people making content in this kind of field and this topic. Or maybe it's just I've been watching so much of it for so long and training so much, and I've spent tens of thousands of dollars training and on ammo just over the years. And I just, like I said, I was just a little disinterested in all of it as of late, and it feels like there's not really anything original I could do in this space. So what I've been asking a lot of people, including at my job, which I'm going to get to an update for you guys in a minute here, is asking people what kind of content they want to see. Is there a specific type of content that the space is really lacking, or something else? Maybe it's more on the political side, or maybe it's more on the philosophy side, or I don't know. I don't think there's a need for more gun and gear reviews or anything like that comes out, but maybe there is. I mean, usually any kind of feedback I get from people, it is more education in a more digestible way, which is not any different than what's out there, but just kind of rewording and repackaging old ideas or education, good education, in a way to make it more digestible for the masses. So that's usually what I get. And then the other thing is gear reviews and gun stuff like that, because those usually do a lot better than anything else. So gun reviews or whatever. But like I said, to be honest, I just feel like I've been doing so much of it. And so for my personal channel, it just feels like I'm kind of beating a dead horse by making some of that content. And it's just not as interesting for me anymore for whatever reason. I guess I've just been doing it for so long. Maybe I'm a little burnt out on it, but let me know what you guys think. Is there content that you guys feel this space really needs? Or maybe there's something completely different that you guys feel it needs, like people's personal stories need to be told or something like that, which that could be cool. I mean, I want to get into documentary work eventually, so that could be a fun thing to do. So, but I don't know. I don't feel like most people would be actually interested or want to take the time in doing stuff like that. And there is a lot of that done too. There's definitely a lot of spotlights on people and specials and little mini docs on different people in the industry. So. But anyways, yeah, let me know, you guys, what you think there. To give you guys an update, I mean, obviously I did a couple of vlogs in the past when, I was going through some stuff at the time, struggling with trying to make ends meet for the family and feeling kind of like I was failing as a provider for the family. And then, that whole stage of like getting out of law enforcement. And I don't know that that'll completely go away, but that's another kind of topic. I actually enjoy talking about a lot of that stuff, kind of the psychology and the emotions of going through life and kind of some of those real struggles that people go through. That's actually something I probably enjoy talking about. But like I said, there's probably a bunch of people that already make content on that stuff. So I don't know if too many people would be interested in hearing me say anything about that. But after making those videos, shortly after, actually, I got some interest from a company to work as their videographer. So, at the time there was bills to be paid and we really needed the money and all of that, even though there were some sort of red flags, if you want to call it that, with this job. And I kind of, against my better judgment, took it because I did feel there were some benefits to it. And we ended up moving from Arizona out to Tennessee. And I didn't really make any videos during that period of time. So that's kind of always the first, I guess, gap you see between some of my older videos and some of the newer ones on the channel. So I went to work for that company for a little while, doing photo and video stuff for them, which is what I want to do. I want to get into video work. I'm doing video work right now, actually. But that job lasted a few months or a couple of months, actually, and didn't end up working out. A lot of those red flags I saw came to fruition. So moved the family across the country just to end up unemployed and in a rental instead of our house that we owned. which kind of stinks because that house, we really love that house, and we had sold it before that job ended up not working out. So we couldn't go back to it, and that was really unfortunate. But you know what? God is working in our lives, and he's got a path for us and a plan for us, and that got us out of that area, and I wouldn't be where I'm at right now had it not been for that happening. So I ended up really trying to work on myself as kind of a personal brand, if you would. And if you guys watched that one of those videos in the past, I forget, I might have talked about it in both vlogs, but at least in the later one that I did, I talked about kind of the mindset when it came to working and seeing myself as sort of my own brand and being a contractor. And if I'm employed somewhere, that's not necessarily my employer, that's my client. Like, I'm building myself as a brand, and that's my client. I have a contract with them to work with them. So I see myself in a much different way and see my employer, if you want to call them that, in a much different way than I did before. And I think that mindset has helped me out because I don't get complacent like I think a lot of people get that way when they get into a job. They get the title and they just stop kind of advancing from there. They stop pushing, stop trying, and I want to try to avoid that. So I continually am learning new things and trying to develop skills over time, and new skills and things like that, and developing myself as a brand continually. So and obviously, I've got my employer now that I'm working for, trying to make them happy with what I'm doing. So anyways, back to Tennessee. So we moved out to Tennessee. Things didn't work out after a couple of months out there. That's when I made some of those newer videos where I kind of re-reviewed, my gun and went over some of the setups again. And I talked about the worshiping government video. I did that one out there while we were in Tennessee. And so I was unemployed out there for a couple of months before I got a number of different jobs that had come up, opportunities, and I was much more aggressive. For whatever reason, that job not working out affected me a little bit differently, and I won't get into it too much, but I was very much ready to kind of hit the job market running. And I knew at that point, that job didn't last very long, but it was difficult while it did last, and it was demanding. And I did work with some really awesome people who are still some close friends of mine, that, those people, they don't, some of them don't work there anymore, but definitely a lot of lessons learned. And it kind of reignited sort of a level of self-respect that I didn't have previously after that, because I kind of walked away from it feeling like, you know what, I am good enough to work in this industry, and I do deserve to have a good job. Because I have the skills to meet the demands now. Going into that job, I kind of hadn't been in that industry aside from a freelancer videographer. So working with somebody who had been in a lot longer than me there, who was the other videographer there, and seeing that what they were doing and everything behind the scenes, I was like, yeah, we're on a very similar level here, and I can do this job. And before, I kind of felt like people are on a different level, and I just don't really deserve the jobs and the money that other people get. But anyways, I felt kind of recharged after that for whatever reason. So we did have some money coming in from the house that we had sold, which was kind of bittersweet because we really wanted to go back to that house and we didn't have the opportunity to do that. And we had planned a contingency that we would do that, but things didn't work out with some other people we were working with at the time. They wanted to do something different than us, and they kind of pressured us into it. It is what it is, but we were able to get a good sale very fast on our house, and that is a blessing. I'm not complaining, but it didn't go according to what we wanted. But again, it's God's plan, not ours. So anyways, I ended up getting a job within about a month or two, and they allowed me to start remotely. So I ended up getting money coming in right away, which is really, really good for the family. And then a few months later, we moved. So now we're in Texas, in the Houston area, and I am working for a company called Big Tex Ordnance. So some of you guys may know them. Their website and walk-in store, they sell guns and gear and all that kind of stuff. So I do all their video and photo work, and I've been doing that for a little over a year now. And that's mainly why you guys haven't heard from me, is I've been busy with work, busy with family. We also don't have internet at the house. We are living very frugally here, and we're still not out of the struggle season. I don't know that we ever will be out of it, but it's just one of those things in life. It's just the way it is. So that's where we're at right now. I'm very thankful for that. This is probably one of the best places I've ever worked in my life. I don't think I've ever been treated better from an employer than I have down here. And I don't know if we're going to stay down here. I don't know if, God's got a different path for us and we're going to go someplace else or what's going to happen from here. But that's where we're at. And so that's a little bit of an update for you guys on, what's happened since then and what's changed. But I would definitely say that the mindset I talked about previously of like, see yourself as your own company and as sort of a contractor. And even when you are employed somewhere, that is not your employer, that's your client. And what that's helped me is I don't feel stuck. I don't feel stuck and I don't feel like I am subservient to somebody else on this. I feel like we are partners and I'm working with them. I can speak up for things when they don't work for me in the company, and I can stand my ground on certain issues if that's necessary to do. And I don't stop developing myself. So I'm constantly investing in myself, whether that's trying to, get a piece of equipment that's going to allow me to do a certain type of video work or networking, or if it is developing skills, new skills, trying to study up on stuff, which I continue to study and educate myself on video techniques and things like that. And just went through a whole color editing course. It's like the third color correction course I've gone through in the last 2 years. So I went through another one, and I'm planning on going through another like cinematography course and hopefully another lighting course. And so I'm trying to continually develop myself. Like, there's no need. I'm not going to get a raise for doing any of this stuff. But it's my mindset. It's making myself more valuable to whoever, whether it's this current client that I'm working for or another client in the future or whoever. Or it could be for side jobs. Maybe I'll have an opportunity to do a side job that'll come up where I can do some things in conjunction with working at Big Tex. But anyways, that's really it for the video today, you guys. It's not anything fancy. It's informal. I just wanted to have something quick I could put up for you guys and say a few things to you guys. I really appreciate you guys being so supportive. I really do feel like, even though I have very few followers on here, it's not about a number of followers, but I feel like we've got some good quality people that watch these videos. A lot of the comments are very positive, and I like to see that because I really don't like a lot of the negative people that just troll other people and put other people down. I really don't. I don't like hearing that stuff, and I don't like seeing that stuff or having to deal with that stuff, and that's discouraging. Makes me not want to create stuff, to be honest. But for the most part here, pretty much everybody has been very supportive, and I appreciate that. And that's the community I want. And so thank you guys. Thank you so much for all of that. And again, please let me know if you guys have any suggestions on what kind of content you'd like to see, and I will definitely consider it and try to make some of that content because I do want to make more videos for you guys. And if you haven't checked out my other channel, it's just Brendan Galanos. I'll probably link it below, but that is all the video making stuff. So I have been doing tips and tricks on there. I've been thinking about doing more in-depth courses because I do get a lot of questions from beginners or people in this industry that are smaller companies that are like, hey, we really need video content, but we can't afford to have somebody. So we were doing it ourselves. Is there any way you can give us some tips and like what kind of equipment do we need and all of that kind of stuff? So I've been thinking about doing video courses to help people like that, newer businesses, smaller businesses, to be able to develop their own presence online and have some basics on video making to make it just watchable, I guess. I don't want to be insulting or anything like that, but just more consumable, make it look a little bit more professional than it just, somebody with a cell phone camera and a blown out image. So anyways, thank you guys again. I hope everybody else is doing well. This is a pretty tough time for our country, our economy, all of that is struggling out there. But I pray that all of you guys are able to make it and get by, and that God straightens your paths for you and helps you along the way and guides you guys. And I will see you all next time. Thank you, and God bless.